Hello, dear children. Welcome to the class. Now, in today's class, we'll be learning few more new concepts. We'll be understanding that what all is included and how we are going to identify that what is included in GNP, that is your gross national product, and NNP or net national product. How are they calculated? What is their significance? So, to begin with, let's understand the significance of normal resident first. The concept of normal resident helps to estimate national product. National product includes production activities of normal residents, irrespective of the fact whether performed within the economic territory or outside it. That is, the money value of national product is termed as national income, and the other name for this is GNP or NNP. See, basically, when we talk about national income is NNP at FC, नेट नेशनल प्रोडक्ट एट फैक्टर कॉस्ट. तो बेटा जब हमने नेशनल प्रोडक्ट निकालना होता है तो हम ये देखते हैं कि जो प्रोडक्शन एक्टिविटीज है दे आर बीइंग अंडरटेकन बाय नॉर्मल रेजिडेंट्स. हम जो नेशनल प्रोडक्ट के अंदर नॉर्मल रेजिडेंट्स की प्रोडक्शन एक्टिविटीज से जो इनकम जनरेट होती है उसको इंक्लूड करते हैं. हम ये नहीं देखते उस समय कि ये इकोनॉमिक टेरिटरी में जनरेट हो रही है या आउटसाइड द इकोनॉमिक टेरिटरी. जब हम डोमेस्टिक इनकम की बात कर रहे थे तो हमने डोमेस्टिक इनकम में देखा दैट वी विल सी that the income is generated within the domestic territory no matter whether the income is earned by resident or non-resident. लेकिन जब हम नेशनल इनकम की बात करेंगे तो हम ये देखेंगे that that national income is being generated by the normal resident of a country irrespective of that fact whether the income is generated within the boundary of the country or not. So the money value of national product is termed as national income. The other name for this is GNP or NNP, that is gross national product or net national product. Just to recapitulate, an individual is a normal resident of a country if he ordinarily resides in a country for a period more than 1 year and his center of economic interest also lies in that country. Normal resident कब बनता है एक इंडिविजुअल? जब वो किसी कंट्री में फॉर अ पीरियड ऑफ मोर देन अ ईयर रहता है और उसका जो इकोनॉमिक इंटरेस्ट है वो भी उसी कंट्री में लाई करता है. मीन्स हिज सोर्स ऑफ लाइवलीहुड इज ऑल्सो देयर इन दैट कंट्री. So the concept of normal resident is, it is important to make you understand that, or to make us understand that we are talking about, whenever we are talking about gross national product or net national product, we have to see that that income is being generated by the normal resident of a country, whether that income is generated within the domestic territory of the country or not. So let's have a small quiz. Will the following be included in gross national product? First is profit earned by a foreign company or a foreign bank in India. Now, the profit earned by any foreign company or a foreign bank in India is going to be taken by that foreign company or foreign bank back to their home country. Fine. So, this is not going to be included while calculating gross national product because it is a factor income earned by a non resident, and a foreign company or a foreign bank is a non resident from its contribution to production inside the domestic territory of India. So that will be considered as a factor income paid to abroad. Next, will the following be included in gross national product? Salary paid to American working in Indian embassy in America. So salary paid to American working in Indian embassy in America. This is also not going to be included up in your gross national product. Why? Because this factor income is paid to a non-resident and it will be considered as a factor income paid to abroad. See, the salary earned by an American from the Indian embassy is going to be spent in America. Fine. So, how can that salary become a part of a national income of India? So, that is why this gross, while calculating the gross national product of India, salary paid to American working in Indian embassy in America will not be included while calculating gross national product. Next is salary received by Indian resident working in Russian embassy in India. Fine. So since this salary is received by an Indian resident, again the criteria for including an income in gross national product is that whether this income is earned by a resident or not. Now since it's clearly mentioned in this statement that this salary is received by an Indian resident who is working outside the domestic territory of India, but still this income will be spent in India. So this salary received by Indian resident working in Russian embassy in India is going to be included in gross national product. So yes, because it's a factor income earned by Indian resident outside the domestic territory of country, that is factor income from abroad. Now, the last question, dividend received by an Indian from his investment in shares of foreign company. Now, whether this dividend is going to be included in gross national product? Yes, it will be, because it's a factor income earned by a resident from outside the domestic territory of India. That is, this is going to be considered as a factor income from abroad. I hope that the items which are to be included while calculating national income and which are to be excluded while calculating national income is clear to everyone. Now let's understand the relationship between national product and domestic product. Concept of domestic product is based on the production units located within the economic territory operated both by residents and non-residents. Just few minutes back I gave this statement also that domestic product को जब हम कैलकुलेट करते हैं बेटा, तो हम ये देखते हैं कि जो इनकम है वो कहाँ जनरेट हो रही है. If that income is generated within the economic territory of the nation, then it is going to be a part of domestic product. हम तब उस समय ये नहीं देखते that whether this income is being earned by a resident or a non-resident. We just keep this in mind that domestic product is based on the production units located within the economic territory. On the other hand, concept of national product is based on residents and included their contribution to production both within and outside the economic territory. Fine. So we, while calculating the national product, we just need to concentrate whether this income is being earned by resident or not. Whether the income is earned within the domestic territory or outside the domestic territory, it is not going to make a difference. But for calculating the national product, the concept of national product, it is based on the residency, so that income or the product is income is earned by the resident of a nation and it is included in national income. So national product is equal to domestic product plus your residence contribution to production outside the economic territory minus non-resident contribution to production inside the economic territory. फाइन. तो हम क्या करते हैं नेशनल प्रोडक्ट में कि जो डोमेस्टिक प्रोडक्ट होता है उसके अंदर जो हमारे रेजिडेंट्स हैं, कंट्री के रेजिडेंट्स हैं, रेजिडेंट्स का कंट्रीब्यूशन टू प्रोडक्शन आउटसाइड द इकोनॉमिक टेरिटरी, है ना. अगर पॉलिटिकल फ्रंटियर के बाहर रहकर इंडिया के नॉर्मल रेजिडेंट्स, फाइन, कोई कंट्रीब्यूशन कर रहे हैं, इनकम जनरेट कर रहे हैं टू द प्रोडक्शन आउटसाइड द इकोनॉमिक टेरिटरी, दैट विल बी इंक्लूडेड व्हाइल कैलकुलेटिंग नेशनल प्रोडक्ट. And the income generated by the non-residents, fine, their non-residents contribution to production inside the economic territory, that will be excluded while calculating the national product. So national income is equal to domestic income plus factor income from abroad due to contribution of normal residents to production outside the economic territory minus factor income to abroad due to contribution of non-residents to production inside the economic territory. तो बेटा जो नॉन रेजिडेंट्स कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहे हैं प्रोडक्शन में इनसाइड द इकोनॉमिक टेरिटरी ऑफ इंडिया, दे आर गोइंग टू टेक बैक दैट इनकम बैक होम, सो दैट इज गोइंग टू बी अ फैक्टर इनकम टू अब्रॉड. तो वो फैक्टर इनकम जो हमारी कंट्री से बाहर चली जाती है वो हमारी कंट्री के नेशनल इनकम का पार्ट नहीं होती है, इसलिए हम फैक्टर इनकम टू अब्रॉड को सबट्रैक्ट कर देते हैं. फाइन. और जो हमारे कंट्री के नॉर्मल रेजिडेंट्स अर्न करके लेकर आ रहे हैं फ्रॉम दी फ्रॉम आउटसाइड द इकोनॉमिक टेरिटरी of our nation, fine, that is going to be a part of our national income. So that is why national income is equal to domestic income plus factor income from abroad minus factor income to abroad. And factor income from abroad minus factor income paid to abroad is known as NFIA, net factor income from abroad. Fine. So factor income from abroad is the income earned by a normal resident of a country from the rest of the world in the form of wages, salaries, rent, interest, dividend, and retained earnings. And factor income to abroad is a factor income paid to a normal resident of other countries, that is non-resident of our country, for their factor services within the economic territory. So you can see that if I'll subtract factor income paid to abroad from factor income earned from abroad, I'm going to get net factor income from abroad. And you can see in this diagram, in the domestic income, if I'm going to add NFIA, that is net factor income from abroad, I'm going to get national income. And from national income, if I'm going to subtract NFIA, that is net factor income from abroad, I will be getting domestic income. I hope that the concept of national income and domestic income is clear to everyone. So national income is equal to your domestic income plus NFIA. Now NFIA can be positive, negative, or zero. When NFIA is positive, your NFIA is positive when your income earned from abroad is more than the income paid to abroad. Obviously, when the income earned from abroad is greater than, it is more than the income paid to abroad, we are going to have the net figure as positive figure. Then NFIA is negative when income earned from abroad is less than the income paid to abroad. And lastly, NFIA is zero when income earned from abroad is equal to the income paid to abroad. And in the last case, your national income will be equal to your domestic income as NFIA is zero. Now, the components of NFIA are, there are three main components of NFIA. First is net compensation to employees in the form of wages and salaries, net income from property and entrepreneurship. Income from property is rent, entrepreneurship, your profits, and your finally net retained earnings. Net compensation of employees, it refers to difference between income from work received by resident worker living or employed abroad for less than 1 year and similar payment made to non-resident worker staying or employed within the domestic territory of the country for less than 1 year. And since they are residing in the domestic territory of the country for less than 1 year, that is why they are termed as non-resident. And by working over here, they are taking back their income back home, so that is why the income gener- generated or the income earned by non-resident workers staying over here is not going to be a part of our national income. Net income from property and entrepreneurship, it refers to the difference between income from property and entrepreneurship in the form of rent, interest, and dividends received by residents of the country and similar payments made to the non residents. And lastly, net retained earnings. It refers to the difference between retained earnings of resident companies located abroad and retained earnings of non resident companies located within the domestic territory of the country. Now, see, the concept is the same. सेम कंसेप्ट है ना बेटा के रिटेन्ड अर्निंग जो कि रेजिडेंट कंपनी यहाँ पे अर्न कर रही है, और जो रिटेन्ड अर्निंग्स नॉन रेजिडेंट कंपनी जो कि हमारी डोमेस्टिक टेरिटरी में लोकेटेड है और वो हमारी कंट्री से वो रिटेन्ड अर्निंग्स अपनी कंट्री में लेके जा रही हैं, उनको हम सब्ट्रैक्ट कर देते हैं. एंड रिटेन्ड अर्निंग्स रेफर टू दैट पार्ट ऑफ प्रॉफिट विच इज केप्ट एज रिजर्व आफ्टर पेइंग द कॉर्पोरेट टैक्स एंड डिविडेंड्स. Finally, we conclude that net factor income from abroad is equal to net compensation of employees plus net income from property and entrepreneurship plus net retained earnings. And it must be noted that NFIA is zero in a closed economy, as such economy does not deal with rest of the world. I hope that the concepts which we have discussed today is clear to everyone. In the next class, we'll be solving few questions, few numerical questions based upon the concepts discussed so far. Hope all of you have enjoyed the learning today. That's all for today from my side. Thank you very much.